Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you how to make perfectly smooth pastry cream. I'm spilling all the tips and tricks so that you can make your own at home. So before we start, I want to tell you that pastry cream has different names. It is sometimes called custard, custard cream, French pastry cream, or creme pâtisserie. It's French. So they are the same cream, but depending on the countries or the areas, they are calling it in a different ways. Just to let you know, because it kind of confused me at the beginning. And it is called pastry cream. It is the cream for pastry making. You definitely want to know how to make it and master it so that you can start making varieties of famous pastries such as fruit custard tart, puff cream, millefeuille, fraisier, custard bread, and so much more. This cream is necessary to level up your pastry skills. So let's get started. Prepare your yolks, sugar, whole milk, vanilla beans, salt, cornstarch, all-purpose flour, and butter. First, in a clean pan, add your whole milk. Add your milk and cut your vanilla bean pot. So just this much. But I gotta say, even this much of vanilla beans gonna make a whole difference. The flavor is just so amazing. So if you can get it, please do. I know it's so expensive, that's why I use tiny bit. If you want, you can add more. Vanilla extract or vanilla paste, they cannot beat this. Make a cut and scrape off all the beans inside. Because I want to infuse more flavor today, I'm going to add the pot as well. Add about a half of the sugar in the milk. By adding some sugar, it helps preventing milk protein from solidifying with heat. The rest of granulated sugar. Add your cute yolks and mix. And mix really well until the yolks gets pale and kind of fluffy. You don't need to whip like crazy here, but by mixing with a whisk, it contains more airs inside, and that helps to blend with the hot milk easier without cooking the yolks. Looks perfect. And today I'm adding cornstarch and all-purpose flour as a part of the ingredients to thicken the pastry cream. So if you use cornstarch, if I exaggerate, it's gonna be like jello. It's gonna be like pudding. You know, if I exaggerate. And if I use flour such as cake flour or all-purpose flour, the texture is gonna be chunkier and kind of heavier. I hope that makes sense. I probably should make a separate video of comparing two of the custard cream. That would be fun. Let me know if you're interested. But I personally like both textures. That's why today I'm using half and half. I'm using a half cornstarch and half flour. So I hope that helps for you to decide which one you want to use. And adding a pinch of salt will enhance all the flavors and make it extra delicious. It's a magic pinch. And mix again really well again to make sure there's no lumps of flours and all the ingredients are perfectly blended. By the way, I forgot to add flours so many times in the past. Did it happen to you before? Then we are friends. So from my experience, I'm telling you, don't forget the flours. If you don't add flours and cook, it basically turns out to be ungreat sauce, by the way. Heat up your milk with medium heat. Just to let you know, usually I heat up milk while I mix the yolk mixture to be faster, but you can do it after the process, especially if you are a beginner. It started simmering, but I'll move the pot like this to make sure that their temperature is even. Yeah, and now it's simmering all around, so I'm gonna stop right here. I'm going to add just a little bit first. And then mix well. Don't add all the milk all at once because your yolks can get cooked. Mix well and don't forget to clean out the sides as you do it and make sure they are evenly blended. Add some more milk. Mix and add the rest of the milk. You don't want to take too much time here so that the liquid is not going to cool down. Put it back in the pot. Clean up the side of the bowl. And now heat up again. Alright, so now let's heat up with medium heat and finish the cream. This is by far the most crucial step to make pastry cream successfully. So our goal here is to mix really fast, constantly, especially after it started getting thickened slightly, so that there's no lumps in a beautiful pastry cream. If you do not mix fast enough, you get lumps everywhere And also, if you do not mix evenly, the bottom of the pan gets burnt. So make sure to scrape off the bottom really well and mix all around. So mix fast and mix evenly. That's the key. You'll get lots of exercise here, so get ready. So you can see that it started getting thickened a little bit more now. So mix really fast, even more, and evenly. Between after it gets thickened slightly to before it starts boiling is the most crucial time. If you can avoid lumps between the time, that means almost win to create smooth pastry cream. But if you're a beginner, here's what I recommend. I recommend to remove from the heat once it started thickening slightly and mix really fast until the mixture is nice and smooth. Then quickly put it back on the heat. That helps to reduce the lumps even if you cannot mix fast enough. And here you can see that it started boiling, but do not remove from the heat right away. Even if it's boiling, your flours are not cooked through all the way yet. When you stop right away, you'll find out that your cream is not thickened enough after being chilled, and you can kind of taste the flours, which is not what you want. So make sure to completely cook through the starch inside the flours by boiling enough. How long it takes depends on the amounts, but for a batch of this recipe, it usually takes about 30 seconds to 1 minute. But don't judge with the time. When the starch is cooked enough, the cream gets loosened up and you'll feel less resistance while you are mixing. So that's how I judge. This is completely cooked through. The cream got loosened up and looks very shiny. Let's compare with this one. The one on right is the cream that just started boiling. It is a slight difference, but can you tell that it is thicker than the one that's heated enough on left side? I know it's a slight difference, but like I said, you will feel less resistance while mixing once it's cooked enough, so you will kind of tell. And a lot of times I like to add some butter to add more richness to the cream, and also the texture gets a little bit more thicker. Mix well. After that, strain with very fine sieve and discard any cooked eggs, vanilla pod, and anything we do not want to create smooth pastry cream. Make sure to choose a very fine sieve. By the way, I removed the vanilla pod here, but you can remove it before heating the mixture so that the pod pieces are not going to be in the cream. But I like to heat with the pot to enhance the flavor and discard those pieces later, but it's up to you. Look how shiny and smooth that is. And this is basically done, but today I'm introducing my secret weapon to make it extra smooth, which is a hand blender. I know some of you might think that's cheating, but hey, I will try anything to make it taste even better, and that is a hand blender. It completely breaks down any lumps that may formed, completely emulsify the cream, and it creates extra smooth and creamy pastry cream. So this is totally optional, but feel free to try it, and I think you're gonna love it. Wrap tightly and make sure there's no air gaps between, and chill completely in the fridge. This is completely chilled. When the flours are cooked enough, you can see that the cream is thickened this much. You can lift it up like this, and that means a success. You can simply break it down by mixing with the whisk or spatula like this, and that goes back smooth again. You can also use a stand mixer or hand mixer to do it with less muscles, with less efforts. And finally, it is done. This pastry cream is so creamy, smooth, rich, and shiny. This goes perfectly with fresh berries, your fruit tart, banana custard pie, for all the delicious desserts. This is the basic pastry cream recipe for me, but depending on the dessert, I sometimes change around the recipe. So for example, for puff cream, everybody loves puff cream, right? I like really rich custard cream with whipped cream. So I add more yolks always, almost like a double, and the cream is gonna be super rich. So just like that. So definitely you can play around with this recipe as well. I think that's it for today. If you have any questions about this tutorial, or if you have any requests for my new tutorial, new videos, feel free to leave a comment on the section below, and as always I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way up to the end. I really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video all about beautiful pastries from scratch. So stay safe and keep baking, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!